Shalom Yashalom. Start as always by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the Apostle GMS and also you brothers are doing the work in truth with sincerity. Now, brand new, not brand new, a couple hours old now, but article I came across, man, says Putin, 40 plus intercontinental ballistic missiles, Salakia, targeted for 2015 nuclear force boost, right? It's only a short article, so I might as well read all of it. It says over 40 intercontinental ballistic missiles will be delivered to Russia's strategic forces in 2015, President Vladimir Putin announced at the opening ceremony, etc. This year, our nuclear forces are going to get more than 40 intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of penetrating all existing, even the most advanced missile defenses. So the Russian president said, adding that the state would persist in paying specific attention to a realization of a massive military rearmament program and modernization of the defense industry, Putin said. It says Vladimir Putin also said that tests of a new radar station capable of beyond the horizon aerial target detection will start soon in Russia. It says a similar radar station is also due to be deployed eastward, and in April a new southern station, etc. Says meanwhile, and that's the point there, man. Because ultimately what's happening is everyone's gearing up to this Third World War, man. We're already in the Third World War, ultimately, man. When the US went and stoked up tensions in Ukraine, man, they declared war on Russia. That's what they did. Each time you see them talking about having troops stationed on the Russian border, that's what they did. They're declaring war, man. If you had a guy who was out to kill you and he moved into the house next door to you, you're going to take that as a threat. You're going to start arming yourself, and that's what's happening here. But that's because it's all, it's all in the scriptures, man. This is Ezekiel 38:1 says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, right? Because basically that landmass where Russia is used to be the landmass of Gog and Magog. So we know that's what they're talking about. It's talking about them Russians. It says, verse 3 says, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I'm against. Because ultimately, man, the Russians are still Edomites, man. The Lord ain't with them. But, he's going to use them, to get this Third World War popping. And it says, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I'll turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I'll bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with sorts of armor, even with a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, right? And what that means is, and I'll turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, because currently, man, they kind of became docile, man. They ain't really in their military self like they used to be back in the Cold War. But man, if you hear the rhetoric coming out of Russia, man, they're basically getting stoked up. They're getting ready for that, man. They're getting ready for that Third World War, which is what this article is basically testament to, man. This is Jeremiah 50 verse 9. It says, for lo, I'll raise and cause to come up against Babylon, which is broken down many times, talking about America, man. This is a new Babylonian empire. It says, for lo, I'll raise up and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, right? And it's Russia. And it says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as of mighty expert, man, and none shall return in vain, man. And what is a mighty expert, man? What's that basically making reference to, man? That's making reference to they'll be able to shoot their missiles. Let me start that again. A mighty expert, man. If he shoots an arrow, he points it over there. Guess what? It's gonna hit them. Just like these ICBMs they're gonna launch in America, man. When they get shot out of them silos, there ain't no turning back. They're gonna hit their target, and their target is America, man. Because ultimately that the whole landmass, the whole of the United States of America is going to be gone. And good riddance. And all of those missiles are going to hit their target, man. It ain't going to be one of those ones where, I'm thinking of another scripture that basically proves. I can't really think what it says, but it basically says, they're not going to hit each other, man. Once they're there, they're going to hit their target. I'm just going to end on this scripture. I forgot Yeah, it says Job 20 and the whole chapter, the whole of Job 20 is on point, man. This is Job 20 and 26. It says, all darkness shall be hid in the secret places. A fire not blown shall consume it, right? And what's a fire not blown, man? You know, this is nuclear missiles. Because all other fires, man, you need what? Oxygen and the fuel, man, to make it burn. You know, and basically, like if you take the case of forest fires, man, wind helps spread that forest fire, but it's a slow process. But with these nuclear missiles, man, bam, it drops, boom. You know, the blast radius is basically a chain reaction, man. You know, because that's how it starts. You know, it starts a chain reaction. One molecule, one of the atoms, you know, or one of the nuclei, if you want to be more specific, basically breaks up. And that causes a chain reaction where others break up, and that causes a chain reaction which causes heat, and it's just an expanding force, man. You know, it says, "A fire not blown shall consume him; it shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle," man. And with that, I'm just gonna say shalom.